Hello everyone and welcome back to my YouTube channel. So आज से we are going to begin the important question of semester 6 third year B Pharmacy according to the PCI syllabus. So we'll look upon the important questions of HBT, that is Herbal Drug Technology. So we have divided the same in 5 units as it is in your syllabus. So you will be having 5 units and unit number 1 से basically आपको herb, what is definition, herbal medicine, herbal medicinal product, वो सब चीजें हैं. But it's not frequently asked in exams. What's more important is biopesticides, the types of biopesticides, that is biochemical, chemical, and natural pesticides, that is neem, Azadirachta indica, that so that is important topic, and the mechanism of action of those biopesticides. Another important question is preparation and standardization of Ayurvedic formulation. Asava and Arishtha, that is infusion and decoction, because it is a self-generated alcohol preparation. So it is very, very important to know about the preparation and the standardization. How will you authenticate and identify? There are various evaluation parameters like total alcohol content, moisture content, loss on drying, extractive value, ash value. So you can just have a few of the standardization parameters for the Ayurvedic formulations. Next is unit number 2. In that you have to study about the nutraceuticals in the ailment of IBD, CVS, cancer and diabetes. In basically, garlic and ginseng are the most commonly used nutraceutical in cardiovascular disorders. Amla and turmeric are mostly used in cancer, and fenugreek and momordica, that is Karela, that is used in diabetes. In IBD, we usually use chicory seeds, so that is important. Next is you have to study about the certain drugs, that is alfalfa, spirulina, and ashwagandha. You have to know that ashwagandha is an immunostimulant, immunomodulator. Spinuria is an immunostimulant as well. You have to study about these drugs, the sources, the chemical constituents. Like in ashwagandha, there is vedanin, somnin, vedaniloids. Next is the herbal drug interaction. So basically, there are two kind of interaction, that is pharmacokinetic level and pharmacodynamic level. So these two interactions, and again these are divided into two types: synergistic at pharmacodynamic level, antagonist at pharmacodynamic level. Similarly, at pharmacokinetic level, synergism and antagonism. Hypericum is the most important example because it is antagonist. It is antagonist as pharmacokinetic level, hypericum. So you have to remember that. Again, kava kava is a synergistic drug at pharmacokinetic level. Ginkgo biloba is a synergistic drug at pharmacokinetic as well as pharmacodynamic level. Also, you have to study the interaction of allopathic drugs with these nutraceuticals, like if it's oral contraceptives or if it's antidepressants, it is not to be given with hypericum. Suppose if it's any other drug that is used for organ transplanting, any immunosuppressant, so that wouldn't be given with an immunostimulant like spirulina or any other drug. So you just have to remember the important points of herbal drug interactions. Next is unit number 3, wherein you have to study out the herbal excipients. Mainly there are a number of excipients like binders, glidants, diluent, disintegrants, viscosity modifier, suspending agent, thickening agent, wetting agent. But binders is important because starch is the most commonly used binder. Viscosity modifiers, so you just have to study few of the names, and they would be really very common, like starch. So starch you can use as a binder also as well as a disintegrant also. Just the concentration will vary. Mannitol. Mannitol you will use as a diluent. Lactose. Lactose is again a very good diluent. Guar gum. Guar gum is a very good disintegrant. Xanthan gum. Xanthan gum is again a viscosity modifier that is obtained from Xanthomonas campestris. Then there is carrageenan gum, and especially lambda carrageenan is more important than kappa carrageenan. So that is again a vital thing that you have to remember. And there are few binders like Acacia, that is Babul, Acacia arabica, Tragacanth, which is obtained from Astragalus gummifer. So, and gelatin is not of herbal source. It is obtained from the bones and tendons, ligaments of by partial hydrolysis of those animals. But if you do not recollect, you can mention it. Next is you have to remember all of these example, at least from each excipient class. Try to remember one of the example. It would be better for you. Next is sources of drugs for the skin care, oral care, and hair care. So in hair care, basically you have just two common names that you have to remember. That's onion and jetamancy. Onion and jetamancy. They are the most commonly jetamancic acid and allicin. They are the main chemical constituents, and they are most commonly used in maintaining good hair, grays, preventing the graying of the hair. Next is oral hygiene. So in oral hygiene, just remember that you have to remember meswak, that consists of benzyl benzamide, neem, that is Azadirachta indica. These are the most commonly used agents for the oral healthcare. If you have any oral problems, any caries, any erosions, or if you need to maintain a good health, oral health, so these are the most commonly used nutraceuticals. Next, we have the agents used for the skincare. So skincare, basically there are again subtypes, like there are softeners, there are emollients, there are moisturizers, there are bleaching agents, there are protective agents. We'll have a look at them. We'll just have an overview about them. So, skin softeners is basically used to keep your skin a little bit softened, hydrated, and moist. It's just like a moisturizer, and it is also used to keep your skin moist and so that it doesn't dry off soon. There are many common moisturizers and softeners that you can study about. So you can just have a look about the softeners and moisturizers. Next is emollient. Coconut oil, mainly the fixed oils, are widely used as moisturizers and emollients, and especially almond oil and coconut oil. They are most commonly used as emollient. Bleaching agents, the most commonly used bleaching agent is orange peel and lemon peel. And speaking about the protective agents, tea tree oil, aloe vera, they are few of the agents that are used for protective purpose. And terpene 4-ol is one of the vital constituent that is helps to protect your skin. Novel drug dosage form, that is phytosomes. Phytosomes is basically a preparation in which you incorporate the drug inside the phosphatidylcholine. And phosphatidylcholine is basically a phospholipid, and you just have to incorporate your drug inside that. Suppose this is a phosphatidylcholine level. This is the molecule of the drug. So you will entrap this drug molecule. This is a drug molecule that is of yellow color. You will entrap this drug in the phosphatidylcholine level so that it has a greater bioavailability in the skin. Next, we have another few dosage forms, that is tablets that you prepare by dry granulation, wet granulation, and direct compression. But the most vital is phytosomes because it is a patented novel delivery system. And in phytosomes, basically there are three methods: solvent evaporation, wherein you just let the solvent evaporate and you get a saturated preparation. Next is co-solvency, and the last one is salting out. Co-solvency is basically adding a common solvent like N-hexane and dissolving two different components in those solvent, but at an individual level, not together. So that was from unit number 3. In unit number 4, we have ICH guideline. ICH stands for International Conference on Harmonization. The basic principle is QSEM, that stands for quality, safety, efficacy, and multidisciplinary. Whenever we design any new formulation, whenever we choose any new drug, the first parameter we look is how safe the drug is. Is it consumable? Is it related to any toxicity? So the first parameter is safety. After safety, we look out for efficacy. If it's safe, is it having any pharmacological action? Like if you're taking paracetamol, is it having an analgesic activity or an antipyretic activity? Next is quality and purity. Is it of a standard purity? Is there 99.5% paracetamol in that? And is that paracetamol of a good quality? And multidisciplinary, which deals with all the miscellaneous criterias. So that was for, but you have to study this with respect to the nutraceuticals, not with respect to pharmaceuticals. Next is the WHO guidelines, in wherein again you have to study about the guidelines for good agricultural and good agricultural practices, and you have to study about the different parameters that are governed by good agricultural practices. Next is regulation of ASU drugs. ASU drugs is basically Ayurveda, Siddha, and Unani. And there are two regulations, DCC, ASU, and DTAB, ASU. DCC stands for Drug Consultative Committee of Ayurveda, Siddha, and Unani. And DTAB stands for Drug Technical Advisory Board, Ayurveda, Siddha, Unani. So you basically have to correlate with this the pharmaceutical jurisprudence chapters that we had studied. It is the same concept. DCC has again the 3 members, wherein one is from the state government and 2 are from central government. DTAB, there are around 16 members, wherein you comprises of 1 person from Ayurveda practicing, 1 person from Siddha, 1 person from Unani, and so on and so forth. So you have to study about them. Next is breeder's right and IPR. IPR stands for intellectual property right. It is a right that gives, suppose there was a neem controversy, basmati controversy, tulsi, wherein someone from the outside country tried to patent these for their pharmacological action, for fungicidal action, for wound healing action, and we were already aware about the same. No, we were already acquainted with the same knowledge. So it could not be patented. Why? Because it was under IPR, intellectual property right. There are various other um, parameters that are included under IPR umbrella, that is trademark, copyright, trade secret. Trade secret is basically, suppose if it's a KFC, so KFC will have a certain secret ingredient. Trademark is any mark, any symbol, any logo. Copyright is of movies, of films, of songs, and that is of copyright. And the other is patent, which expires after 20 years. The period is very important, of 20 years. Patent is for 20 years. Breeder's right is again important with respect to exam point of view. The last unit is unit number 5, wherein you have to study about the SOPs, that is standard operating procedures, and the equipments required when we are dealing with any new formulation, when we are dealing with any new agriculturally cultivated any drug, or if we have extracted any drug, if there is any nutraceutical herbal preparation. Schedule T again is important, very, very important from this unit. So that's all for today's video. I hope you all would have loved it. And if there are any doubts, feel free to drop in your doubts in the comment section. And thank you so much for watching.